Hey guys, let's do a sight singing practice as it would happen on the regular exam. So I'm on the AP Central website here, apcentral.collegeboard.org, and I'm going to go to the exam course and exam pages for AP Music Theory, the exam. And then let's do 2019 sight singing question. So we're going to open up the sight singing question, but I'm also going to, in a separate window here, I'm also going to open up the audio that you would hear during the exam. I'll show you where to find that. So same place here, AP Music Theory, the exam, 2019 theory audio prompts is what we're looking for. So this will be the instructions that you would hear as you do this sight singing question. So this would be farther down. Sight singing directions we're going to listen to first, and then sight singing question 1, sight singing question 2, right there. So as I play this.
Music Theory Exam, Section 2, Part B. These are the directions for the sight singing questions. Follow the directions on the front of the sight singing booklet as they are read aloud. Instructions. The melodies that you will perform for questions 1 and 2 appear in this booklet. Follow along as you hear the directions for Part B, but do not open this booklet. You will be told to open the booklet only when it is your turn to perform. Questions 1 and 2. Assignment. For each of the 2 given melodies, sing the pitches in accurate rhythm and with a steady tempo. Procedure. For each melody, you will have 1 minute and 15 seconds to practice and 30 seconds to perform the melody. You will hear the starting pitch for each melody at the beginning of the practice period. After the end of the practice period, you will have 30 seconds to perform the melody. A recorded announcement will alert you to the end of each practice and performance period. Directions on the recording will assist you in operating the recorder. Your performance. A. You may sing note names C, D, E, syllable names Do, Re, Mi, scale degree numbers 1, 2, 3, or a neutral syllable, for example, ta, ta, ta. B. Even though you will hear the starting pitch of the printed melody, you may transpose the melody to a key that is comfortable. C. You should use some of the practice time to perform out loud. You may write on the music if you wish. D. You may not use any device, for example, a metronome or a musical instrument, to assist you in your practice or performance. E. You will be evaluated on rhythmic accuracy, pitch accuracy relative to tonic, and continuity, maintaining a steady tempo. You may start over if you need to, but there will be a deduction from your score. You will not be evaluated on the quality of your singing voice. End of general directions. The proctor will now press the stop button. Music Theory Exam, Section 2, Part B. Before opening your booklet, be sure you are in a setting where no other students will be practicing or performing at the same time as you. Remember that you may not use a metronome or other device to assist you. If other singing voices or a device such as a metronome or an instrument are heard on your recording, your score could be invalidated. Please open your booklet to Question 1, the first sight singing question. Question 1. Look over the melody and begin practicing. You have 1 minute and 15 seconds to practice. This is the starting pitch of the printed melody.
Do. So I'm going to just write in my solfege syllables here. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. Okay, one thing that I want to do right away is check the key signature here. First note, last note. Do with a 1 sharp, and E is minor. So do, re, mi, fa, sol, le, sol, fa, le, sol, fa, mi, sol, do, re, mi, re, do, ti, do. And I'm going to take some time to just sing through that a couple times. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, sol, do, re, mi, re, do, ti, do. Okay, some tricky things that I may want to look at. Make sure I get this rhythm here. Mi, sol, do, that's just a tonic triad there.
The practice time for the
Okay,
first
practice
melody
time is over.
You will have 30 seconds to perform the melody. Press the pause button to resume the recording and begin your performance now.
And here we go. Press the pause button. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, sol, do, re, mi, re, do, ti, do. Make sure you're holding that last note for its full value. Now this performance time is going to seem like a lot more time than you need, but if you did have to start over, it does give you enough time to start over and probably sing through this a couple times.
The performance time for the first melody is over. Press the pause button now to pause the recording.
Okay, then we go on to question 2. Let me erase all this stuff before we do that. So since that question was a minor key and treble clef with simple meter, then question 2 is probably going to have bass clef, major key, in compound meter. So we'll get that one going.
Question 2. Look over the melody and begin practicing. You have 1 minute and 15 seconds to practice. This is the starting pitch of the printed melody.
So I'm in the key of F here with 1 flat. That's major. Do, sol, do, re, do, ti, do, mi. This is going to be a tricky jump right here. Do, mi, sol, la, sol. So what I did in there in my head was I went do, mi, sol, and then went up 1 note from there. La, sol, do, mi, la, sol, do, mi, la, sol. Now I want to sing that a couple times to myself to make sure I'm going to hit that. Do, mi, la, sol. Now this one is an altered pitch. That's a non-diatonic pitch. Fi, that's a fi. Fi, sol, fa, mi. Nope, that's not a mi. Sol, si, sol. Oh, it's a C. That's why I'm off. I might run out of time. Si, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do.
The practice time for the second melody is over. You will have 30 seconds to perform the melody. Press the pause button to resume the recording and begin your performance now.
Pause. Do, sol, do, re, do, ti, do, mi, la, sol, si, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, mi, re, la, ti, do. Okay, now that was a little bit harder to get figured out in those minute and 15 seconds. I did spend some extra time.
For the second melody is over. Press the stop button now to stop the recording.
I did spend a little bit extra.
Section 2,
yes,
Part B.
End of Section 2.
The proctor will now give you instructions on how to check that your responses for both melodies have been recorded. If your singing was not recorded, the proctor will ask you to perform the melodies again. End of recording.
All right, so I did spend just a little bit of extra time trying to make sure I had this do, mi, la, sol, and then this altered pitch of the C. Si, la, sol, fa. Nothing too tricky with rhythms as long as you're kind of familiar with the rhythmic conventions, with the normal rhythms that they generally use. This is pretty common to see that rhythm in your compound one. Sometimes you'll see 16th notes in there somewhere. But if you just take it kind of slowly with every 8th note, then you should be pretty solid on rhythms. Again, make sure that you're holding that last note for full value. One thing that you might pay a little bit of attention to is the phrase markings above the melody. This is just kind of showing you where it's okay to take a breath. If you need to get a breath, take it right there. Other than that, just make sure that you don't leave any space in between the rhythms. So if you went do, sol, do, re, do, ti, do, mi, fa, sol, la, sol, whatever that is, then that space that I left right there might dock me a point. As much as I just did, they might listen back and go, it's not long enough that I'm going to dock a point. But if you did that kind of space right here in between the two phrases, they probably wouldn't dock you. But that kind of a space in the middle of a phrase, they probably will dock you. Other than that, just have fun with this. Get familiar with the normal rhythms that they use, the patterns of pitches that they use. Watch for those do, mi, sols, or do, sol, do at the beginning. A lot of things will trace that tonic triad. Do, sol, do, mi, and that's almost a do, mi, sol. It gets to the sol here, but do, mi, sol, do, mi, la, sol. Use those little conventions to help you get these quickly.